Guys, welcome to another episode of Phin Addict Fury with your host, Larry K. I thought the whole hip-hop intro was going to come on, so you caught me slipping a little bit. I apologize for that. I'm over here watching the Big Ten tournament. Got a crazy game between Northwestern Nebraska coming down to the wire, so my bad. But thank you for joining me on another beautiful Wednesday night. Now in New Jersey, we had snow today. It was crazy today. But I'm still here with you, and I'm happy. I'm hoping if you guys are down south, you're in Florida, or other places, that it's a little nicer out. But at the end of the day, we obviously had a lot of news that popped up this week, especially in the last day or two. Russell Wilson to Denver. Who saw that coming? As last I checked, everybody thought that we would see Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, that we would see him with Denver. That was the speculation. That was what everybody was talking about. But Aaron signed a deal with Green Bay. So he's not leaving Green Bay. They are not going to make the same crazy saga, career-ending craziness that they did with Brett Favre, or as sometimes I call him Favre, like there's something about Mary. And when he went to the Jets and then went to the Vikings, it was a big mess. They're not going to do that with Aaron. Aaron's in Green Bay, and Russell Wilson is going to Denver, which makes, let's face it makes the AFC a lot harder to get through. We got Russell here now. That's tough, man. So at the end of the day, that's another good quarterback in the AFC. I heard TD's cast earlier today talking about we think that Deshaun Watson may find out on Friday whether he's going to have criminal charges or not. So you're going to see some Deshaun Watson movement. We saw the Carson Wentz trade to the Commanders, which is interesting because I had thought that they were going to go after Deshaun. So as TD said earlier today, maybe that says something about what's going on with Deshaun. We don't know. It's all speculation until we find out for sure. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, can you just go right over to my channel, Phin Addict Fury with Larry K, and smash the subscribe button? And if you have not yet, can you smash the like button under this video right now? And if you still haven't yet and you have a second to spare, can you subscribe to TDPHINSTALK, but also subscribe to TD Sports Talk, which is a new offshoot channel. He's close to 2,000 subscribers already. You know how my man TD goes. You know what he does. This is the home of the real Miami Dolphins fans, and TD Sports Talk, I'm sure, is going to be just as objective and just as real as this channel has been for, strictly Miami Dolphins content. Greer plus Ross equals Putin. Raph is always on another level, and I respect that, and I love that about Raph. Like, he's going to just drop something like that in the comments when we start up, and I love it. I mean, it just gets me going. I don't know if I would compare it to Putin, but, I mean, I don't like him that much, and I don't like Putin, so who knows? But look, a lot of people are a little upset because while these teams are making all these quarterback moves, we have held fast with Tua. I told you guys that I think we are going to stay with Tua. That's what they say. I've got no reason to doubt it at this point. I don't know, look, barring some covert operation, stealth move that they are going to put all of this marketing, all of this willpower, all of this media hype, all of the coaching changes behind Tua Tagovailoa, and then all of a sudden just go after somebody else. I doubt it. So let's be real. We are rolling with Tua, okay? And the Russell Wilson news, the Aaron Rodgers news is just more intrigue to the season. There was quarterback movement. There was a lot of speculation Russell was going to leave. Russell did, in fact, leave. And that's where we're at. We have some news in Dolphins land, though, don't we? We have a couple bits of news in Dolphins land. Number one, Mike Gesicki. And how about this? Because we have been talking about Mike Gesicki on this channel for quite a while. And from what I recall, the consensus on this channel, I wouldn't say on this channel, but on this show, has been that as much as we love Mike Gesicki, we are wondering whether the Miami Dolphins want to stick with Mike Gesicki because he seems more like a split end who is more like a quasi wide receiver than a true tight end who has all the tight end responsibilities. And perhaps the Miami Dolphins are going to want to move on from Mike Gesicki because he's going to cost a lot of money. Well, you know what? Seems like we were wrong, and I'm happy we were wrong because what did I tell you about this dude, McDaniel, man? I told you from jump. And I appreciate it, Raph. I really appreciate it because you're giving me the energy I need to go. And I love that. I need that hype. This is TD's channel, and we just go on this channel 24/7. Every night you got different content on this channel. We go. But look, McDaniel and Raph, that's where the point I was going to. So I appreciate that. Look, I told you, like the thing I was most hyped about with McDaniel is forget all the Tua stuff. Forget if you're a Tua-neer. Forget if you're a Tua hater. Forget what it is. King Mill, what up, man? How was that snow today with you, bro? That snow was crazy for me trying to drive through it and all that. King Mill, what's up? But I said, like, forget where you stand on all of that. Sean, what up? Forget where you stand on all of that. I think McDaniel has something. He's an interesting dude, man. And he has long been this guy who gets the most out of the personnel that he has. So the fact that as soon as we get McDaniel, less than a month later, or about a month later, the team franchise tags Mike Gesicki. He franchises Mike Gesicki. That encourages me, man. Tua is a backup. What up, bro? And yeah, I'm not feeling either. King Mel, I'm hoping it's the last one we had this season because I'm ready for spring, bro. Especially that little taste of spring we got earlier this weekend. I need spring. Especially because spring ball's starting up in college. You know, the trading's going on in the NFL. I'm ready for the seasons to change. Sean, thank you for the intro, bro. Album coming out soon with that intro is me rapping my beat, and I got a whole album coming out. I'll give you guys all the info on that when it comes out. I've been working on it for a long time. It's gonna be dope. It's that smooth East Coast Northeastern thing. That's what I do. So I love that you love it, and hopefully that's a full song, and you could hear the whole song when it comes out. But the tag is dope because to me that says that McDaniel is the innovative dude that we know he could be. He saw Gesicki and he said, "Oh no. You're not getting rid of Gesicki. I don't care what you think about whether he's a tight end or not or this or that. I'm going to use that man. I'm going to tap into that man's sheer and raw athleticism. That man is going to take off, and I'm going to use it." And quite frankly, I'm hyped about that. Like, I like Gesicki. Gesicki's a Jersey dude. Gesicki loves the Dolphins. Gesicki's taken to South Florida. Gesicki's got energy. The dude is a beast. He's a matchup problem. He's a big playmaker. The fact that this coach comes in and instead of like past coaches where we see, them come in and they're trying to maximize their return and get rid of old guys and bring in their guys, the fact that McDaniel comes in, and we don't know. We don't know for sure that it was McDaniel who made this decision, but you would have to think that in making the decision to franchise Gesicki, that Greer consulted with McDaniel and that at least McDaniel had something to say about this. And when McDaniel comes in, we franchise Gesicki. You have to say, that's encouraging, bro. That's encouraging. And Raph, I know maybe some groupies coming, but just dudes that like to vibe out to good music. That's all I care about. And Sean, true. I mean, write a verse, send it to me, man. I mean, that's how it should be. That's what music's all about. That's what this podcast is all about. That's what Miami Dolphins as fans are all about. I have to say, I had done podcasts in the past, and I still do like different podcasts, political podcasts, other things. I've been doing music and broadcasting type stuff for a long time. But I will tell you this. When I started watching TD and I started watching Doug and I started following the different contributors in the Miami Dolphins realm that do podcasts, I found myself watching them all the time watching them. And I see Vladimir in here. Yo, Ukraine, props to Ukraine. We stand behind Ukraine, at least I do. But I started to see these great people contributing to the Miami Dolphins, world. We have a community. And I was like, I have prowess in audio. Let me jump on it. And I got to tell you guys, I have met so many dope, just down-to-earth, real, encouraging, positive people in the Miami Dolphins community. And even the fact that we're sharing music and other things beyond the Dolphins just shows the potential of this community and how real this community is. And there's a lot of fan bases across the country and even the world. And we know we make jokes about Cowboys fans, Giants fans, Jets fans and Tampa fans and Patriots fans. Miami Dolphins fans, man, we're long suffering, but we're a cool bunch, man. We are down to earth people. We, love our team, and we're open to new people, and we're encouraging of each other. And we got some smooth, dope style, because even the fact that people are responding to my intro that way shows me how good it is. And Shake just joined us, which I was hoping he would. And before I tap into some of these comments here, McDaniel or not, there's no way on earth Greer was going to allow Gesicki to leave. Whether it's a new contract or sign a trade, Greer wasn't letting the top 5 tight end go for free. I don't know about that. I don't know how much that McDaniel had to do with it. This is just the first to bring to light of Ukraine. I agree, Ref. I believe it was Nicole Carpenter. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? If we believe it was all coach's fault, they suck, then keep everyone and let's see what we have to save the money for next year. No, I agree. Let's see what these coaches do with it. Let's see what they do with it. Now, that being said, Shake and Greg, welcome to another night. Now, before we even talk, I need both of you to write this down or type it down, whatever you're going to do. I need you both to do this. You got to hit me on Instagram, the two of you. I've been trying to get in contact with both of you. I made a public post last Thursday, like, Shake and Greg, hit me up. Hit me on Instagram.
My Instagram is Shake Money 78. That's all.
What is it?
Shake Money 78.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm going to hit you. Hold on. I'm about to follow you because I want to talk to the two of you.
Okay, cool.
Shake Money 78.
By the way, I just want to say one thing we have in common is I have a deep love for broadcasting. As a matter of fact, one of my heroes growing up was Howard Stern.
Oh yeah, so me too.
I love Neil Rogers, Phil Henry. I can name a lot of radio people that I admire. So I love the inner workings of broadcasting and things like that. So one thing about, I don't care if I like you or dislike you, if you could provide good content and you have a good delivery, I'd watch you.
I feel that. I agree with that too. Because it's another art form, right? It's another way that people express themselves. It's another master craft that you could, become a master of and do well at, and people could respect. You know what I mean? I get it. So I want to get into the football talk, but Greg, first off, did you hear I'm going to give you my Instagram. Shake, I just followed you. Follow me back.
What's your Instagram? I'll write it down.
Mine is Larry _AK.
Okay, I'll follow you after.
Follow me because I want to talk to the two of you. I don't want to spend too much time on the public, but I want to talk to the two of you about something, right? So, but
I followed back.
That being said, we got a lot of different questions in the comments and this and that. Larry K, wait for the intel. I had to get the vaccine for anthrax. Man, Raph is on a roll tonight. So just so you guys know, if you see him in the comments, he's on a roll, and that's just how it is. Look, what do you guys think? Shake and then Greg, what do you think of the Gesicki franchise tag, man? We all three gave our opinions 2 weeks ago, if I recall, and we loved them, but we didn't think they would roll with them. A, I want you both to answer this. A, how do you feel about it in general? And B, do you think it says anything about McDaniel and how he's going to run this team and what his vision is? So go ahead, Shake first.
I think it was a good tag. Like I said before, one thing McDaniels did say about when he was at his 7 different stops is that every time he go to a new stop is that he would evolve his scheme. So being that maybe he's not a pass blocking tight end, but he's going to evolve this scheme. It's not going to look just like the Kyle Shanahan. It's going to be something. It's going to be similar, but he's going to throw new wrinkles in. And I think that's what he's going to do with Mike Gesicki. He's gonna formulate a new system to fit Mike Gesicki or any other type of tight ends that might bring that are like similar to Mike Gesicki.
And does that make you hyped a little bit more about McDaniel? Because to me, it says what we already said, that he could, cater a scheme to his personnel. Seems like this is the first step to show us, yeah, he really can. He can do it.
But like I said, one thing that I've been a Dolphin fan since 1993. Following it since 1993. I've been casual before then. But one thing about it is, we're not. Like the saying goes, we're not out of the woods yet, because a lot of things could happen. He could contest it, try to be a wide receiver, so they'll rescind it, or they tagged him so they could trade him like they did with Jarvis Landry.
I hope that's not the case, but you're right. It's possible.
That's one thing that this channel, I know TD preaches, is it might not happen, but keep your eyes open for every possible angle.
True.
Open.
True. All right, so Greg, your thoughts on it. Same question to you, and then we're going to get to Jerry, man, because I haven't talked to him live yet, and I'm kind of hyped that he's on. But first, Greg, what's your thoughts on it?
So I'm excited. Over the weekend, I was watching the combine because I was like, Gesicki, he's gone. One name that stood out, Trey McBride. They were comparing him to George Kittle. I thought, yeah, let's draft him, get him. But now that we tagged Mr. Gesicki, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy, and I can't wait to see what he does in this offense. And what it shows for me, for McDaniel, is that he's doing what he said he does. He adapts to players, and I think he could do that with Gesicki here and adapt them into his offense.
Makes sense. I agree, Greg. I totally agree. Jerry J man, what's up?
What's up, Larry? Can you hear me well? I
Yeah,
hope I
can
don't sound
hear
too
you
far
perfectly,
away.
bro.
Okay, what's up, guys? Great to talk with you guys. I know I'm always showing love on your channel.
I know. That's why I know. That's why I'm hyped to see you, and hear.
Yeah, man. Hey, let me know when the album drops so I could definitely support. Finn's Nation. We got to support one another.
100%, I'm going to do that. You guys will all know that, and hopefully we'll be bumping it all summer soon. Either this summer or the next summer, we'll be bumping it. It's in progress, and I can't wait to share it with you. So, Jeff,
yes,
what's
sir.
your thoughts, man, on this Gesicki thing?
The Gesicki thing, I think that was just, it should have been expected, honestly, unless, like I said in the comments earlier, unless Greer had a plan of a sign and trade. Gesicki currently, based off of performance and just, I guess you could say, health-wise as well, he's your second best weapon offensively after Waddle, in my opinion. Some people might say it's someone else, and I'm all for it, but you have to see it's kind of like the Packers locking down Devontae Adams and the Bucks locking down Chris Godwin. Whether whether the quarterback was going to be Tua or not, I think this was going to happen. Whether the coach was going to be McDaniel or not, I think this was going to happen because you cannot allow guys like that. What do we always say about Dolphin fans? We always allow our stars, our high production guys to leave the building.
Yes.
You cannot allow a guy like Gesicki to leave the building, because then he'll go to the Chargers, he'll go to whoever else was interested in him, and then he'll put up top 5 numbers, and then Stephen Ross will be looking at Chris Greer.
True, bro, it is.
Your days. So it was just a formal move that I think any NFL GM would have made, and it was a smart move because you also have to take into account how Gesicki is coming with his contract talks, and I don't know if Greer wants to hope that the NFL will side with him if he does appeal and say, hey, I'm a wide receiver, this, that, and the third. But you can tell that, Greer was willing to take a chance, and he was willing to lock down the guy who, Tua always goes to. He's Tua's fail-safe, so it's always good to keep a guy like that in the building.
Makes sense. By the way, and I just want to shout out Miami Sports Fanatic Show. They just shouted us out. Make sure you subscribe to them. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Cap for Life. What's up, bro? It's great to see you, as it always is. Jerry, I agree with what you said, and I'm sick and tired of seeing us let our best players walk. That's why we stay mediocre. At some point, you got to pay the dude. When you draft him, develop him, he's yours. You got to keep him at some point. So I agree that it was a smart move to do. I'm happy to finally see it. And I agree that forget whether the productivity has made him second best in the past 3 years. It may or may not have. But what I will say is this. For mismatch purposes and schematic purposes, straight up, he probably is our second best offensive weapon just because the only other player that presents such like a schematic matchup problem because of sheer skill and prowess is probably Waddle. And outside of that, you have a bunch of guys who are good, but not necessarily, exceeding their matchups on a weekly basis the way you could utilize Gesicki to do. So it's something to look out for. Now I want to pivot, and I want to talk about running backs because we've long been on the running back train with McDaniel, and I think I saw today that we're re-signing Ahmed. We're keeping him, which is interesting. I don't think he's going to be a star, but I think we're keeping him. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about potential trade partners. I heard that McCaffrey's on the block. I heard Saquon might be on the block. I mean, given McDaniel, now I'm not saying either one of them are the best option because of injuries most important. But with a guy like McDaniel, though one of those two names, I mean, that could transform. And remember, we're trying to take pressure off of Tua. This is a running type, innovator in our head coach. Do you guys think there's any chance we go after these dudes? I got to be honest. I do think. I don't know if we're going to get him. I think there's a chance we at least kick the tires and explore it. Color, what up, bro? Color, what up? Good to see you, too. We're going to go back from the top. So the way you guys look on my screen is Shake first, Greg second, Jerry third. Let's go. And then we got Cedric just came in. So we're going to go Shake first. We're going to go. I'm going to call you guys one by one. Keep it concise and clear. Give me your answer. Shake, you first.
How you guys doing today?
What's going on? Hey, listen, all I know is I was at the dollar store earlier today, and I saw Chris Greer there, and I said, what are you doing here? He says, I'm shopping for running backs. So at the end of the day, like I said before, two things I've come to terms with. Number one, we're going to stick with Tua as the quarterback, and he's going to be our franchise, not franchise, but he's going to be QB1 come starting. And number two, we're not going to spend high premium picks on running backs. He's going to get these value guys like like Kyle Shanahan and Brian Flores and Chris Greer have been doing since they've been in charge. That's how I see it.
So, Shake, you don't think McDaniels is going to push that because he's such a running-oriented coach? You think we're still going to run with discount cats?
Pretty much.
Okay. We're going to see it.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just my feeling.
I respect your take. I hope and think we might finally get one, whether in the draft or free agency, but I respect your take. And I got, I agree with it's a educated opinion. Everything you're saying is coming from a basis in reality. So it is what it is. I hope we're going a different direction. And I think we might, but I respect that. Greg, what's your take?
So with all these rumors coming out about the free agents the Dolphins are going after, none of them have been running back. I don't expect us to sign one and running back. I would look more to the draft. I think we could draft two. I'll throw some quick names at you. Kenneth Walker, if we're going to draft them, I would take him either second round, maybe first, if there's no one there. Bryce Hall, Isaiah Spiller, they're probably going to be mid, second, third. James Cook, the running back from Georgia, Dalvin Cook's brother, he seems nice. I wouldn't want to mind him in the third. And then one more for you, Tyler Goodson out of Iowa. Watching him in the games I've seen with Iowa, he looks pretty good. I don't know if he can do it in the NFL. I think he'll be probably a day 3 pick. I would be excited if we got him. I think he can be good. But I don't think we're going to sign a free agent. I would look towards more the draft.
And okay, so that's an interesting take, and I tend to think that's also a good take. You're like, hey, we're not going to spend a lot on free agents or trades, but I do think we're going to target these guys in the draft. And here's some names. Greg, I respect that take and appreciate that. Jerry, what's your take on that question about running backs? Think we're going to go after one of these guys, draft? What do you think?
Just like Greg said, there's just not been enough traction about getting a running back. We've heard all the wide receivers that they interviewed during the combine. We've heard all the O linemen that they're interested in. We're hearing all the rumors all over social media about this O lineman, this wide receiver. We can't name one running back other than the obvious guys, because people might say, well, Saquon. Who isn't gonna try to kick the tire on Saquon or Christian McCaffrey? True. I personally think, especially if Chris Greer and McDaniel are the team that they tell us they are, the Savant Ahmed signing is a sign of what's to come. We might sign one more guy that we've already had, which I think is probably going to be Philip Lindsay.
Mhm.
And we'll probably bring someone into free agency, but I don't know if they'll use a draft pick for running back because last year we drafted a running back. They might give McDaniel's coaches an opportunity to develop him, try to see if he could fit McDaniel's scheme, unless they see someone they truly like in the second or third rounds. But
Mhm.
I do not see any of the big name guys like Saquon or Chris. I don't see them taking that big of a leap. I see them doing that more so for O linemen and receivers rather than running back because Miami has been almost quiet for running backs from the Miami camp.
So you're almost kind of in the middle. You're kind of with Greg, but more with Shake. Like we're not going to make a big leap. Do you think we target somebody high in the draft, like a big draft name, or do you think we're going mid rounds for a run?
No, it's like I said earlier. If we target somebody high, they probably had a great pro day. They probably did something that made McDaniel or Greer go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we got to look at this guy. He's
Mhm.
definitely what we're looking for. Unless there's a running back that can definitely do that, I think they might say, hey, we want somebody with experience behind Tua, the same way we want experience blocking for Tua. We
Makes
don't want to
sense.
run it. We want a running back that is going to be smart, know how to attack because I understand that you want the young guys that they have a lot of years on their legs and all that other cool stuff, but you also want an experience back to where they're going to be able to bail out Tua the same way. Oftentimes, you saw Duke Johnson and Philip Lindsay bail out Tua on certain plays whenever he didn't know who to go to. You're going to want that experience in the backfield as well.
Makes sense, Jer. All right, Cedric Bryant Jr. Your picture looks dapper, bro. I'm glad to have you on the show. So what's up? How you feeling tonight? Number one.
Feeling pretty good.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this? And then since you just hopped on, what's your thoughts on this question? And I'm gonna say, what's your thoughts in general tonight about the Miami Dolphins? So answer the question first, and then let me know just in general how you feeling about the Dolphins tonight.
So as far as running backs, I'm kind of with Jerry. I'm kind of in the middle, but just kind of knowing the coaching staff, they're probably going to look for a guy that's kind of versatile, one that can like catch passes out of the backfield and block. And they're probably going to look for someone that they're going to like, kind of like be that bell cow running back. Because if you look at the Niners last year, Elijah Mitchell kind of took that role, being a rookie. So they're going to evaluate, look at all their options. I'm not sure if they'll bring back Duke and Lindsey, but I think they'll bring one of them back for like,
Makes sense.
It makes sense. And I keep hearing like Raheem Mostert is going to be a free agent. So, maybe if Raheem Mostert really wants to be like with McDaniel, maybe that's an option for veteran presence. And then they go look at like a rookie. Maybe they find out of the draft that they don't have to go high on, but they can sell low, like low risk, high reward type deal. But I really just seeing them like kind of evaluating the roster based off of scheme fit and whatever like the OC wants to do. That's probably where they're gonna go. It's not gonna be much of a. I think it's gonna be more of a what does the OC wants to do as far as like scheming with the offense, because they're gonna go heavy run, but they're probably gonna try and figure out in what capacity do they want to use all the running backs and allocate all the carries, because you got to think like when we had Myles Gaskins last year. And we had Duke and we had Phillip. We had three different types of running backs. So their job is going to be which type do we want to keep and where do we want to go with the offense from, what we have. So
that makes sense. And I agree with you about, somebody who's a versatile running back. It seems like McDaniel really, he knows how to operate an offense through the running back position, but he's not necessarily just hung up on a traditional running back. I mean, he runs it through the running back position in a lot of ways. So all that, I can kind of get down with, and all of that makes sense to me. So how are you feeling about the Dolphins in general tonight? Any other comments, or you just want to, because I got another question for you guys too.
I feel pretty good. I mean, like, it's just a normal off season. I just saw the Rush trade yesterday. It kind of hurt me a little bit because like every division in the AFC is kind of looking to shape up pretty competitively. So it's like, it's getting more competitive, as if it already wasn't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we went 10-6 and missed the playoffs the year before this past season. And this past season, we made a late run.
Right.
Beat the Patriots twice, and they end up, with the last spot. I just don't,
Frustrating.
Yeah, it is. I just, but I feel pretty good about the direction because, I mean, maybe they're not in win now mode, but sometimes you just never know. You just you want to get in the playoffs and kind of see how you stack up against the competition. So I think, right now I'm just feeling out what we're going to do. I just hope we don't pay an overload, amount of money for like a superstar that we don't need, because I think priority first is secure the defense, because, a lot of guys got to get paid, contracts and trades. So
Ogba, man, we still don't know what's going to happen with him. So you're right.
Yeah.
To worry about on that. We can't neglect that side to improve this side, or we're going to wind up in a catch-22.
Yeah, I don't want them to do that. And I'm really kind of excited to see what McDaniel does, because it's not like he came from a system where they actually spent a lot of money on the offense. I think the only big money they spent last year was Trent Williams and George Kittle, but those are the superstars of the offense. I mean, they're about to pay Debo, but he was on a rookie deal too.
True.
So they're gonna be methodical about it. I feel like now the front office is gonna be methodical about decisions they make, because I feel like now they have the coach they really want. So it's gonna be a feeling out process for me, as far as how I feel, because it could go day to day.
Right. No, it's good, bro. And that's life of a Dolphins fan in the offseason, especially. You can be happy one day and devastated the next day. And depends on everything going. So.
Yeah, but right now I feel pretty good with where we are. Steady, until I see the schedule. But I mean, before we see what the schedule look like, right now I feel okay with what we're doing.
All right, cool. So first of all, before I go to Von Joe, who's, by the way, welcome, bro.
How you doing, Larry?
Finest. He's just been posting the same thing now for 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna acknowledge what he said, and we're gonna go in reverse order back up now. So it's gonna be Von Joe, then Cedric, then Jerry Man, then Greg, then Shake. We're gonna do it that way because I got another question. But Bishop Sycamore keeps saying, when is Watson coming to Miami? To all my Watson ears, Watson ears, loud and clear. I thought he was gonna come. Now y'all quiet. I don't want to go too deep into that whole thing. I just guess he's in here.
Larry, just don't address it. Don't address it.
We can address it, but
why? For what?
I just want to say my piece on it, because I feel like
hold on. We're gonna go. I'm gonna call you because I have a question, and you could address Sycamore. So hold on. So Von Joe, you're gonna go first. I got a question about running backs. What do you think we do with Gaskin? Does he fit in? Does he not? Is he out? Is he going to be utilized by McDaniel? And also, if you got thoughts on Sycamore, go ahead and talk about it. If not, we'll talk about Gaskin, and then we're just going to go to Cedric, and we're going to go up. So
Sycamore, I'm not even addressing, because until Watson is eligible, I'm not talking about it. There's nothing to talk about.
Makes sense.
Gaskins, I think Gaskins is in this situation. I think he's an odd man looking. He's an odd man out, right? By the way, speaking on McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I heard they want a first-round pick for him. Carolina wants a first-round pick. Listen, I want to give him a bag of pennies for him.
Why?
Okay, that's my take. For what? I'm going to get him for 3 games. He's going to come through here.
I agree. He's a beast, but he's injured all the time.
Listen, I'm not going to bring him to the AFC East for 3 games. No, he's not worth a bag of pennies right now. But yeah, I think Gaskins is the odd man out with that situation. And again, we do have, and I don't want to draft a running back. If we are going to draft a running back, I like the kid out of Georgia, which is James Cook. The reason why I like him, he fits what McDaniel's like. He could play, he could run, he could be a running back.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Georgia put him out wide. When I mean wide, I don't mean in the slot. I mean wide. He runs a fade and catches a ball over his shoulder. He could catch slants. He could catch those little wheel routes. He's an all-around back. Yes, he's light. He's a little bit on the light, and I think he's like 190, I believe.
Okay, so he's light now for sure.
But put some pounds on him. Put 10 pounds of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Go have fun, and you have your Debo Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody wants to, because
And that's a dynamic player that McDaniel has shown he can get a lot out of. So I agree with that.
Exactly. So I like James Cook, and I think he could fall to us in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's saying, "Hey, get a running back in the first round." This group of running backs, I think they're like pretty much after the first two, everybody else is pretty much bunched together in the second tier. Just like I think this whole entire draft class is like that. You have like a group of top tier, and then there's this big gap, and you have a group of second tier players just all bunched in together, right? So I think this is I like I said, I don't want to.
You think we're going to go for a good running back in the draft? We're going to like target somebody. We're not playing. You think we're going to emphasize running back in the draft?
If we draft, I don't think so. Really, I don't believe so because our GM doesn't show that he does it.
Which Shake said.
McDaniel doesn't show that he does it. Right? Because they drafted their star running back was what, 6th round?
But he wasn't the head coach, so I don't know what.
But you got to say they come from the same tree, so you got to understand that a lot of them have that same philosophy. And he was the running back. If I really believe if they valued him that much to the point they told us, "Hey, you guys can't touch him. He's staying as our offensive coordinator." My daughter just walked in. Yes, sweetie. It's bedtime. Go upstairs. I'm coming. And I would think that they will value his comment if he says, "Hey, get this running back," but they didn't.
Right.
So I think that we're gonna get a running back late in the round, right? And they're gonna get a running back because I think he really believes. If you listen to him, I get a person, and I could think that fits the scheme, and we highlight what they do well. So he really has that mindset that he could coach up anybody. He could pretty much, make chicken salad out of chicken shit, I guess.
So I get it.
Pardon my language. I apologize.
And he does seem to have that philosophy. So as much as it means he can cater his scheme to the players, you say, hey, he'll cater to whoever. And if he can get value bin players, he believes he can turn them into great players. That's a very good point. And it kind of ties in everything we've been saying. So I can't deny that point.
Yeah, that's his philosophy.
So I like it. Now I'm going to go to Cedric because he wanted to say his piece on Sycamore and talk about the running back.
I got to head out because I got to go put my daughter to bed.
Okay, bro. Thanks for coming on, bro. It's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate the input
no worries.
and the contributions, man. All right. Bleezy, what up? I always love your videos, Bleezy. I've been watching all kinds of videos that you have fishing, steak grilling. You might do, Bleezy, and thanks for popping in the show. Cedric, go off, man. Tell me about Gaskin, the running back position, and say your piece.
Yes, I believe Gaskins should stay. Only because I feel like McDaniel will probably use Gaskins more as like a gadget. Right. And the only reason I say that is because, why have like one player you can use like Debo when you have multiple? In multiple ways they use Debo Samuel. So my thinking is they're probably gonna keep Lynn Bolden also. Lynn Bolden is kind of like he's not really like he's athletic. So when you got athletic players like that can do multiple things, because Lynn Bolden at Kentucky played running back and receiver and actually quarterback for a couple games, but he was a dual threat athlete. And the way like McDaniels will probably scheme players is that I feel like that's the way he would probably use Gaskins. So if I would keep Gaskins just for the sheer fact that he's proven to be the only running back that we keep that's actually healthy. He's always available. Yeah. And he knows the offense, not in the offense, but he's like, as far as team wise, he's been there, a minute. So, I don't think he'll cut Gaskins' cord yet. I think a lot of players on offense he's gonna try and keep that are like healthy, that have been there. He's gonna see what he can do with them before he like exiles them. But Gaskins, I think he'll probably stay. And yeah, I think James Cook would probably be a really good option for us. Yeah, I think James Cook, maybe Dameon Pierce, for the same kind of reason. Dameon Pierce is a really good blocker in the backfield. I think we need a running back that can block. We don't have that right now. Dameon Pierce would be perfect back for that. So
I like it, and I agree on Gaskin with you, man. I think he's a leader. He's somebody who works hard. He's shown that despite some physical limitations, he can get yards, and he plays with a head of steam and dedication and energy. And I feel like that kind of coincides with McDaniel's whole vibe and McDaniel's whole, presentation. So I think he stays, and I'd like to see him stay. I'd like to see what a guy like McDaniel gets out of a player like that. And just like you said, even if he's more of a gadget type player, I think the gadgets will be tiny.
You'll need them surely.
Yes, 100%. And I want to just shout out, Roni just added something to the conversation that kind of goes with what Vaughn said. He said Shanahan drafted Terrell Davis late in the draft when he was in Denver. So perhaps this really is a philosophy that's been handed down. And Roach Tails, what's up to you too? Jerry, what's your thoughts on this subject with Gaskin?
Oh, I thought Shedrick didn't have his piece to say about Watson to Bishop.
Yeah, Cedric, you want to say something about that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Man,
thanks, Jerry.
I can't stand this Watson crap because, I really genuinely like Deshaun Watson. Like, obviously, I would want him to play for my team, but when this court case thing popped up, then that was like, okay, I need to let it relax, because I felt like just being a fan of this franchise for so long, any type of little distraction that we could attach ourselves to for relevance, we will attach ourselves to it, no matter what it is. And I feel like we always do it, no matter what. Whenever, this was good. Whenever Laramie Tunsil had his little, smoke pipe situation, and then we ended up drafting him anyway.
Yeah, the bong man. That was
people were like, "Oh my God, Laramie Tunsil!" But then Laramie Tunsil really turned out to be a really good player. So, but just any type of distraction we could attach ourselves to, we would in a heartbeat we would grab it. And so with this Watson situation, at first I didn't really like it, but then when we attached ourselves to it, I said, okay, I know Tua is a really tough guy, but come on, man, this is gonna clearly distract team. You got receivers. It's man, I'm open. If I had Watson, I'd probably have 1,500 yards receiver. Parker's man, if I had Watson, I'd probably play 10 games this year.
That's what they're thinking, and Omar Kelly has kind of alluded to that.
And then it's then you got the defense. This is the main reason I didn't kind of like it, is because the defense started really forecasting wow, we'd probably be a top 10, top 5, defense if we had a quarterback that can stay on the field longer, because we got to play all the time. X has to follow the number one receiver everywhere they go, and he's got to do it all game because, he done came up with different methods on how to get the ball in the end zone, because we can't get it in the end zone on offense. So it's okay, and then offensive play callers are well, maybe I could call better plays if I had a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield. It's different types of variations of concerns for the quarterback position when you're attaching yourself to a player like him. So
no, I get it.
And I felt that literally overshadowed the season. Everything we do overshadows whatever year we are going into. The first year Brian Flores came, we got beat the brakes off by, the Ravens. Then the whole season, everybody was like, oh, this is the worst team in NFL history. Then the very next year is, oh, when is Tua going to play? Okay, Tua's playing. Okay, why are they pulling him out? Why, any type of, and I feel they just got to stop that. Stop attaching yourselves to a distractional piece that's going to get you frontline headlines, because we're not on TV all the time.
And we do that too much. And I talk about Magoo with that. Yeah, he's always looking for that glitzy headline, whether it's positive or negative. We got to stop. We got to just concentrate on the field and stay quiet outside of the field. Let the field do the talk.
It really doesn't. It bothers me a little bit, because it's come on, are they? When the McDaniel first got hired and they started doing press every day, I was like, okay, are y'all really doing this again? But it's really just his personality that is being shown now that he's a head coach and not a coordinator or a positional coach. Is it's more of his personality that's coming out. So I feel like our franchise will probably be better off now. Now we know, okay, we got a personality, type of coach that's friendly with the media, that's friendly with the fans and stuff like that. I really feel like the Watson situation doomed Flores from the beginning. He had no say in the situation. I don't care what anybody says. He had no say in the situation. And the further it went, the further down the drain his coaching career went with us. So
I agree. And I appreciate all that, Cedric. And I think there's a lot to be said, a lot to unpack. And we'll unpack it deeper, too, on a different day. If you go to Phin Addict Fury and subscribe, everybody. By the way, we're gonna have more shows on that channel too, and we're gonna talk about this stuff more. And I hope all you guys will join me on those shows too. We can
Yes, sir.
this. So Cedric, thank you for that. Also want to shout out who we got on here. We got True Blazer is Jersey in the house without a doubt. You know damn right I am sitting in the middle of Newark, New Jersey right now. Delusional Pats fan. I see you here every week, and I respect and appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Lance McDonald, come on now with that X stuff. We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into all that right now, bro. Jerry, though, you were gracious, and I respect that you yielded your time back to Cedric to make his point.
No problem, brother. No problem. You know.
Yeah, appreciate you for that.
No, you anytime, brother. For the Gaskin question, I really do think he has a high chance of staying because I don't know if people remember when he was in the who was the offensive coordinator, Gailey offense.
Yeah.
He almost had 1,000 all-purpose yards. He almost had 500 rushing, 500 receiving in a COVID year. He ended with 586 and like 390, I think. I can't remember. But that was in a COVID year where he missed a few games due to COVID, but Gailey knew how to use him. And if McDaniel is the savant that we say he is, I would think he would be able to utilize Gaskin far better than Gailey can, just with newer schemes, newer concepts. So I think that if Miles can prove himself to the coaching staff, and unless they find somebody who is a better version of Miles, there's a high chance that he stays. And plus familiarity with Tua. Tua knows who he is. He's played with him for the past 2 to 3 years, so you always want that as well. As far as the whole Watson conversation, my take on that is, I understand how this fan base comes at it, and me, I was always a quote unquote Watsoneer, and I want Dolphin fans to understand, like, it's okay to want to upgrade a position because we don't do this with running back.
True.
If a top 5 running back said, I want to go to the Dolphins, no one is saying, well, Myles Gaskins didn't have the best O-line. No, we're saying, hey, Myles, see you later.
Right.
J.C. Jackson has not even said he wanted to come to Miami. And what are we saying? See you later, Byron. You know?
Right.
So any other position on this team, we are not afraid to sign them off and say, hey, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. But for some reason, we treat Tua as if he's been ordained by Christ himself. And I just want fans to understand it's okay to want to upgrade the quarterback position. Now, if you are someone who says, I don't want Watson because of the court issues, etc., that I can understand. That is obvious. But to say you don't want Watson because you want Tua and this, that, and the third, then you have to get into the question, okay, will Tua ever be good enough to get to that level? Will Tua ever be good enough to where we can dominate Buffalo, to where we can dominate the Bengals, to where we can dominate all these other powerhouse teams, the same way that we know with the few weapons around him, Watson can. Right. So I just wanted to speak my piece on that because I'm not trying to take up too much time. I know the two guys got to speak as well, but it is okay to want to upgrade. There's nothing wrong with that. People were spending an hour on Color's stream yesterday arguing over a punter.
It's crazy. People argue about all kinds of stuff.
We argue for every position, so it's okay if we want to upgrade the quarterback position.
I agree, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you because this stream went so fast, and we got stuff in the works because you know what? These panels have been so good because I think I'm starting to see why Fury fan people who follow me because when you guys come on the mic, you guys are so concise and objective and, just intellectual with it. So we have good conversations and time flies. Jerry, I appreciate that. Before we get to Greg's thoughts on the subject, I just want to shout out Anthony Manzano in here. Mob, we should let Miles go and draft Isaiah Spiller. I see where you're going with that, Anthony. I hope you're following me and my channel on Phin Addict Fury because you obviously are a paisano with me, and you should be following my content. And I love that name with the hashtag mob. Greg, what's your thoughts on this subject, my bro?
So, Miles Gaskin, I think he will end up staying. It's the same thing with the Gesicki situation. I think Mike McDaniel's going to coach him up, but I would not be shocked if Miles Gaskin gets traded, because there were trade rumors at the trade deadline. But I do think he'll end up. As far as Deshaun Watson, it's kind of wait and see what happens Friday. I still think if things are good, there's like a 5% chance he'll end up in the Dolphins. But Chris Greer has said the door is shut. But I would not be surprised if the Dolphins pulled the trigger, because the Giants said they weren't trading Odell Beckham. They traded away Odell Beckham. So I don't know. But I did hear rumors, though, that if it goes good for Watson and he's not guilty, it's basically a done deal. He's going to Pittsburgh.
Interesting. All right, so I get that take
and shut that down. Pittsburgh came out and shut that down.
Oh, they did? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, we're all talking about this, but it's interesting. Maybe we could get some for Miles, and we'll see what happens with that. And I see people in here, Bo Brown, we got to keep Hollins. Yeah, I hope we keep Hollins. And Philip Lindsay, Juice said, and we talked about Lindsay. We like Lindsay. But Shake, you got the final thought tonight, because we had such a crazy conversation. Time flies, my bro. Final thought, my brother.
I'm just going to make it real fast and sweep. I think that Miles Gaskin is this is going to be a real competition, and I think whoever wants, this is everybody running back on here, it's their job to lose, and I see TD's knocking people out, so I'm just going to say thank you for having me on, and I'll give you some more thoughts next time.
Yeah, and holler at me on Instagram. You and Greg both, bro. Make sure I'm gonna holler at you, because I want to talk to you about something. But
okay,
so I'll talk to you before next week. All right.
Okay, for sure. Appreciate it, brother. All right, man.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Talk to you soon, bro. Thanks for coming on again. All right, guys. Everybody, time flies because the panels have been so good, and I try to give everybody a chance to talk, because sometimes people are, talking over each other. I want this show to be, and my channel too, just be like objective intellectual conversation and real dialogue between everybody. And Miss Fins is coming up. But listen, if you haven't already, please take the time, just a few seconds, whether after the stream's over or right now, go over to Fanatic Fury, the channel Fanatic Fury with Larry K, and just smash the subscribe button. If you like the content that I put together on TDPHINSTALK, which is the home of the real Miami Dolphins fans, go over there and smash the subscribe button on Fanatic Fury, because we have a lot of content that comes out there, especially when we get closer to the season, that I think you guys would really enjoy. But look, one more time, I want to thank TD. TD has been nothing but a soldier in this thing. He is an innovator. He is dedicated to this craft. And I always show up on time, because he always does. And he relentlessly works with this community to get things going. And I just love it. And everybody in here, Color and Phin Fanatics, and everybody who has a show, Finn's Tailgate, on this channel, Miss Fins, this platform is great, and we're all going to grow together. And I appreciate all the love that I see in here. And I extend that love too. And I tune into a lot of you guys on my off days. I'm not talking a lot, but I'm watching you. And I love all the content that's going on. And I appreciate it. Please go over to Fanatic Fury and subscribe. Please subscribe to TD Sports Talk. And good luck to everybody else tonight. I'm going to have more live content with some of the people on this panel, because it's just a great community. And no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, keep your thoughts and prayers with the people across the globe that are going through stuff, and enjoy the rest of your week, and have a blessed week and a blessed weekend. And I will see and talk to everybody next Wednesday at 8 p.m. You know what it is. And I'll see y'all very, very, very